When we send HTTP request to create a user profile, for example, the user details that are being sent are included in HTTP request body. And this information about the user profile is well structured in a JSON format. So when server-side script receives this information, it should be able to take this JSON text and convert it into a Java object. And for server-side script to be able to convert this text into a Java object, it needs to know how to convert, or it needs to know what type of content this HTTP request carries in its body. Is it XML format, or is it JSON format, or is it some other format? Is it plain text? So additionally to structuring the user details into JSON format, we need to tell, or we need to include into HTTP request the details about the type of the content it is carrying. And to do that, we can use a content type HTTP header, and we have a tab, headers, where we can list all the headers that we need in this HTTP request. And the first one is called content type. So if I start typing here application, I can see all the different content types that HTTP header can carry. And the one that we need is application JSON. Application / JSON. Application JSON because our body is in JSON format. Okay, so when server-side web service responds back to our request, it can also send us some additional information, like, for example, the user profile details, or a list of all users if we send the request to get a list of all users. And this information can also be structured in a different format. For example, it can be JSON or it can be XML. So to tell server-side which content type we expect back and we can accept, we use a different HTTP header, and it's called accept. And I will also provide application JSON as the content type that we can accept. So let me now send this HTTP request, which is going to use HTTP method post, and then it will be sent to an endpoint API users. It's a collection of users, and because it is an HTTP post request, a script that creates user profile will be triggered, and it will accept this JSON document as a material to create a new user profile. So let's send it, and we get back a successful response, which is also in JSON format. So let me go to headers now, and let me change the accept HTTP header from JSON to XML, which will tell our web service that we accept back application XML rather than JSON. So let me send it now, and I get back a response which contains user details and some additional information like operation and the status of the response, but this information is structured in XML. Now, this conversion from JSON into a Java object and from Java object into XML format takes place for us automatically. But unless we configure our web service to support one of these formats or both of these formats, this conversion will not take place. And in fact, if we attempt to send data in a format which our web service does not support, or return data in a format that is not supported by a sender application, an error will take place and a requested operation might not even be completed successfully. So keep in mind these two HTTP headers, and in my following videos I will show you how to configure a web service to support each of these formats.